Now it is.
I gotta pee.
Do you really?
No.
Just making fun of Dad.
No, I just...
Just making fun of Dad. No, that's alright. That won't make it in.
No, if I was dead, I wouldn't be here yet. I'd be still doing my pee.
Ah, and washing your hands.
Right.
And probably combing your hair too. But
Yes.
that's another thing. You don't like much making fun of him though. Anyway, let's move along. Alright, so we're here in Andrew's and Shelley's basement. And basement, first floor, whatever. Just gonna make the same type of tape that we made for everybody else. Alright? So I guess the easiest thing to do is, if you want, I'll ask you questions.
Yep.
And then feel free to elaborate, because I'll run out of questions.
Aspirin.
What?
You were going to ask questions. I thought we had to buzz in.
No, you don't have to buzz in.
Stop being funny.
Stop trying to be funny.
Yeah.
Better said.
Anyway, if you could elaborate and stuff like that. And we touched a little bit on Noah, but I was thinking that would be for the next generation, right? Round 2.
You
But
go
anyway,
anyway.
we'll include, he'll get his own little section too, right?
Get us started.
Alright, so the first question I have is, where'd you meet?
Go ahead.
The whole story. And everybody else was full disclosure, I can't
You
believe
tell
it.
your version and I'll correct you.
Excellent. If a man speaks and there's no one around to hear him, is he still wrong? We met at the Tim Hortons on Topsa Road. She worked there, and I was going there with a friend of mine who I was working out with at New World Fitness.
Across the street.
Across the street. Which is kind of strange, because that was the no smoking Tim Hortons, when you could still smoke at Tim Hortons, and I smoked a lot.
So why did you go there?
So he says.
And did you, were you dating somebody else at the time?
Not when I first met him. Him and his friend used to come in, I guess just for coffee after he worked at.
Do you remember what I had?
You used to have a large, 2 fresh, 1 sugar?
No, 3 fresh.
3 fresh, 1 sugar.
He hasn't made
It's
his
a long
coffee in a
time ago.
while. So,
No, exactly. So me and my cousin were working at Tim Hortons, and you and your friend used to come in for coffee. You came in all the time. Never ever really spoke to us. Then one night we were working, I mean, it's fairly late in the night, I think, or the evening anyway. And you came in through the door, and of course you get to know the regular customers and what they have in their coffee.
Especially the cute ones.
which was your friend, right?
Yeah.
So he came in and I just said, what was it, 3 fresh, 2 sugar? And they just kind of chuckled and made a joke. And we'll hear that often. And from that point on, we just kind of started talking every time he came in.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And who asked who out?
That gets into a rather elongated story, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't know how you'd say who asked who out.
I wanted to ask her out. My friend wouldn't ask her cousin out.
Was that your cousin that I met at your wedding?
Yes.
Yes!
Oh, she was friendly.
Yes, she was. I'm saying, you met her, didn't you? Yeah.
So, he dated her for a little while. I dated her cousin once. And that, let's just say, I think we're both happy that that didn't work out.
Neither one of them.
Well, it's funny because I've seen her 100 times since with the family.
Yeah.
You know.
Who's that? Her cousin?
Yeah.
Family functions, she's usually
You
there.
know, she's there. She married Brian Malee. Remember Brian?
Yeah.
Beat the top off the Hyatt, or the CP. Ah, fond memories.
Yes.
If you can only see what's behind the camera.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, she dated him for a little while. Now, as the story goes, or as it's been recollected to me, is that she was seeing him to get to me. Go ahead, tell the truth of the story.
What are you talking about? Well, let's just say the relationship I was in with his friend was more of a non-relationship, so. We spent all our time at your place, and I was getting to know you, and you were more appealing. Put it that way.
I prefer the term irresistible charm. We'll work with the moment, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
All right.
that relationship ended, and I think you still had my phone number, but I ended up moving to a new apartment. And when I moved, I called your house to let you know my new phone number. You weren't home, and I left it with one of your roommates, figuring he'd never get it.
That is as much as asking you out as I can think. If a girl that you're not dating phones you, says, I've moved, here's my number,
Having just broke up with your buddy,
that means I want to have your children.
Okay, you can pick up the moon, because
Alright.
you got my phone number, so.
as it turns out, I mean, I thought she was hot and everything, but I wasn't that interested because I was kind of enjoying the free and easy life. Right? Hey, look, I had my own house, my own car, my own career. Everything was fast and easy, and I was kind of into that, you know.
Yeah.
I was as big as a house and twice as much fun. And myself and another friend were headed to the Breezeway one night. And when we got there, the lineup was huge. So we said, man, what are we going to do now? So we got back in the car and I said, I'm going to give Shelley a call. So I called to the house. The roommate was there, gave me her phone number. I called her. She said, where are you to? I said, oh, outside the house. And her cousin were staying inside, different cousin, not the Tim Hortons cousin. And went in. I guess we hung out for a little while. Your cousin hid in the room because she was frightened out of the guy that I was hanging out with. Good reason too, he'd be spooky. Nice guy, but you know, how it is.
So you had a chaperone on your first date?
For a little while.
We went down to,
If he was any kind of buddy at all, he would have made an excuse.
we went to the
I gave him an excuse.
Classic Cafe, was it?
Yep. And then when she went to the ladies' room, I told him that he was going home.
And not with you.
That's correct.
He must have been a little dense because he shouldn't have ended up actually at the Classic Cafe. Well, he said it was time to go.
Well, I guess realistically, he never thought that I'd end up dating her.
Oh, he was probably there for, you know. No, but no, that doesn't make sense.
No, you're not connecting no dots there.
No. Oh, well, moving right along.
Yeah,
So,
you take it over.
at the Classic Cafe, you thought,
I don't remember what I thought. I guess I was a bit surprised that you had called and said you were coming over.
And everything was happening so fast. Well, I mean, we went and dropped him off,
Yeah, we dropped him off.
and then suddenly it was just the two of us.
Yeah. And you said, what do you want to do? And I said, I don't care. So I said, want to go for a drive, wasn't it? And so we drove.
To Signal Hill.
okay.
And then we left, and we drove to Shakespeare.
Oh, hold on, though. You drove to Signal Hill,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was dark.
yeah,
Yeah.
And did you stop?
yeah.
Yep.
And I said, what's that light over there? And you said, Cape Spear. I was like, oh, okay. Have you ever been there? No. Let's go. We drove to Cape Spear.
As somebody who has been to the top of Signal Hill in the nighttime, a few times.
Yeah.
Never kissed her.
Okay.
There was nothing. There was, hey, it's Cape Spear.
You
let's
must
go.
have been thinking about it, though, because you don't go to the top of
No.
Signal Hill without...
I was thinking, okay, that's what's going to happen because we're going to Signal Hill.
Did you want it to happen?
Probably. Yeah, I think I did. So we drove to Cape Spear.
We hung out in Cape Spear for a
Yeah,
while.
we were there for a while.
And then?
Nothing.
Nothing?
No. We left Cape Spear. I think you brought me home then. Or something tells me we went to Dairy Queen. I don't really remember.
I think that was the second one.
Okay, well maybe that was the second night. So he brought me home. See you later.
And you thought,
No kiss goodnight, nothing like that.
So I was not really sure what was going on. So I really didn't expect to hear from him again after that.
Dun dun dun.
how long did you wait to call?
Next day.
And
pick
did
up.
you get butterflies when they answered the phone, or?
Probably. I don't know. I guess.
I don't know, but I had them like bald eagles, man. You know?
Nervous?
Not nervous, just it was interesting to wake up with the same excitement as you went to sleep with, you know?
Yes, I've been there.
Hence the reason I wouldn't lay a hand on her. Right?
Yes.
I had to check with all of my I don't know if I want to explain all of that on the camera.
Check with all your...
Let's, well, first I had to clear it with my buddy,
Yeah,
because that's cool.
absolutely.
You're done? Yes. You know I wanted to from the start anyway? Yes. Thanks.
Yeah.
So,
that's-
it's etiquette, right?
Yes.
And I wanted to make sure that I actually felt the way I felt. And as it turned out, I did. Because you know what the nighttime excitement in the morning is like.
Yes.
Anyway, let's continue on. Day
I've-
2.
I've woken up and not knowing where to get the cab to come to. So yes, I know all about that.
I hope the address on this light bill is right. Anyhow. Yeah, the next day, after school, went around 3 o'clock. Wasn't in the morning I called you, I know that for a fact.
No. I don't really remember what time of day it was.
But anyhow, I called her up and asked her if she wanted to go out again. She said yes, much to my great
Yeah, I
excitement.
wasn't sure if it was just, hey, we're friends, we're gonna go hang out or what, so I guess I was still a bit...
I guess even I was still a little bit, you know, I mean, it was cool to wake up and still be excited and stuff, and because I had gotten to know her, because she hung around with us for a while, it hadn't been a couple of months too, it wasn't that long,
Yeah, I
probably
think we
6 or 8 weeks.
probably met in, it was before Christmas.
Yeah.
Maybe end of November, beginning of December, around there.
Mm.
And that when we got together was February, was it?
I liked her too much to mess her around. What do you do? So it was an all or none kind of decision on my part, and as I've already explained, I was kind of enjoying doing things the way I had it.
Right.
But no, I guess I was quite taken. So the second night we,
Maybe that was the night we went to Dairy
I
Queen.
think that was the night we went to Dairy Queen. We went to the airport.
Driving again.
And Z24. You gotta drive the Z24 because it's a cool car.
Right.
You know. Now we didn't go to the airport and fly somewhere. We actually went down to in the runway, and you know, hey, watch the planes take off. It's something like Signal Hill, but different.
Lower.
Lower, much lower.
A little noisier too.
Much flatter, less water. And the security guard came over, the commissioner. What are you at?
Yeah, shine his flashlight in, right?
My taxes, thanks. You
What
better.
did he say? No, I'm just making sure you're not trying to get into any of the buildings or anything, right?
Yes, I'm parked as far away from the buildings as I can get. I'm out in a big parking lot and I'm the only car trying to be inconspicuous.
And is this where you,
That's rock history, yeah,
yeah, how'd that go?
after much debate.
Will I, won't I, will I, won't I?
That wasn't a will I won't I, it was,
What if she doesn't do it back?
I guess it wasn't so much that.
What was it then?
Again, it was that whole, you know, my life is about to change.
And you were thinking,
Kiss me, damn it.
Probably, yeah.
Your turn. Tag.
I don't know, it was all foggy after that point. I don't know what we did after that. We left the airport, but I don't know where we went.
for another drive?
Probably. Say that again.
I think we went to Dairy Queen, probably had peanut butter parfait and dropped her home.
Yeah, we didn't go anywhere big.
Dairy Queen, prominent in the relationship, or?
No, I don't
No?
think we've been there since. Maybe once and we didn't enjoy it.
No.
Not
It was
saying.
probably because it was close to the airport.
Yeah.
First place we saw.
What do you do, right?
Have you been back to the airport since?
No.
To recreate your first kiss?
Only to fly in and fly out of.
Oh.
Well, you can't get where we were because since
Actually, we
September.
did go back down there. It was a year later. We drove in. Do you remember?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
We didn't stay there real long.
No, because we figured Buddy was in Homer's flashlight again.
But you can't get where we were now because September 11th has happened, right?
But so you went back a year later just
Yeah, we did
to
go back. I remember now. We did go back.
recreate the magic?
Ah, yes.
Just to
The magic.
reminisce, yeah.
Is he still that romantic?
Hmm?
Yeah.
Edited viewer content.
That'll be in there.
This may have been formatted to fit your television.
Yeah.
What else? Your father didn't like me.
No. Well, I don't know so much he didn't like you, but he wasn't overly
Hmm.
excited about our engagement, put it that way.
No, he just wasn't excited at all about my presence. The engagement came after the fact. That was just icing.
What was it like when you first went out there to visit?
And well, see, your father wasn't there, your mother was.
Where-
You had ever,
I'd already met your father in
yeah,
town,
you
yes.
met Dad in here.
And?
I was 255 pounds at the time. She couldn't get her arms around my chest. Or, you know, because I was lifting weights. I had watermelons under my arms.
That changed.
Yes, the watermelons have now rested comfortably around my waistline. At least they're easier to carry.
So, he, not happy?
Well, no, he wasn't happy, not at all. Well, I guess the thing is, I mean, his daughter was still 20. Had recently left home to come into school, which was probably your third year.
Third year, I think, yeah.
And now she's hooked up with this townie who's, you know, Mr. Salesman, got his own house,
So
connect the
her-
dots, right?
Yes.
Not happy. I'm telling you now, if the child that is just dating her now
Mm.
is a daughter, I would dig a shallow grave for someone like me.
Yeah. Yeah. And, Mrs.?
Well, she was fine. Quite nice actually. I was really happy to meet her.
What did they say when you got engaged?
Oh,
Who told them?
You called your parents and I called mine.
yeah. And there was jubilation across the
Well,
province.
I was talking to Mom, that's who answered the phone, and I told her. And she was like, oh. She didn't really want to come right out and say,
Your father killed you.
well, yeah. So she didn't really come out and say anything, well, you know, she didn't say anything to make it seem like it was a bad thing. But we kind of talked, but she had actually said she had figured it was going to be coming, just not this soon.
Man, we waited.
Yeah,
We waited quite a few months.
yeah.
Because, I mean, we were ready. Sure, we were out and shopped for rings and bought the rings and even put them away.
And you had started dating when?
January,
It was
And
January.
you were engaged in?
May.
Yes, it must have been long, not like long engagements, eh? Pre-engagements.
No.
Yes, you must have waited, you restraint, months and months.
Months and months of restraint.
Yeah.
Well, it was a couple.
It
That
was, yeah,
Seems like a long
And we
time.
bought the ring in March.
probably.
Pretty sure. And,
So Mom took it fairly well.
well, your mother takes everything fairly well. It's your father. Her father was out in Hans Harbor, out in the ditch, just, you know, there's a ditch ran down the side of the house, or a little stream, or whatever the case it was. Just out doing a little bit of landscaping work. And her mother went out and called him, you know, Ray, come in, Shelley's on the phone. And when he come up out of the ditch, he stepped on the rake and coned himself right in the head.
No, that's not how it happened. He said, what do you want? I'm down here up to my hips in water, cleaning up. She said, you better come in. What's wrong? And he wouldn't come in. And she said, Shelley just phoned. Andrew asked her to marry him. He got all lightheaded. Was trying to crawl up out of the ditch. Was walking across the lawn. The rake was there. He stepped on it. They did the big, you know, as you'd see in movies, whacked him in the middle of the forehead. He had to sit down at the bottom step of the patio, and he needed water.
Were you nervous when you went out there to see him the first time after Ray stepped on the rake?
No, because I had a lot of size and a lot of attitude, so.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Maybe that's why he was nervous.
It took him a while to accept it too, because for the longest time, whenever we went anywhere, he would always introduce us as, this is my daughter Shelley and her friend Andrew.
I think I was in Walmart in Clareville when I told him, I said, boyfriend. Boy.
You were probably engaged at that point.
No, I don't know.
Anyway, you can tell a story of what happened when you told your mother now.
No, I don't want to go there. Next topic.
What did Dad say?
Don't remember. Next topic. I can understand why it took, you know, Ray a little bit to get used to me. I don't know, perhaps he's still getting used to me for a while.
Andrew, I think you're provided him the happiest thing he has in his life.
Well, you know, whatever.
That and the Maple Leafs.
That in the main place, yeah. But it did take him a while to warm up. But I mean, he had a lot of bad information from
Cousin I was
cousins
living
that
with.
you were living with and stuff. I mean, I hung
She
around.
was afraid of him. And
I hung around with some rough people, but you know. So it wasn't unjustified. I mean, being now a parent, and if I ever have a daughter, I'm telling you now, right? I would not want her to keep company with the likes of me at the time. I don't know if that's entirely fair to say. Perhaps I'm judging myself too hard. I don't know.
No, whatever.
Be that what it may.
Yeah.
there were two people I can remember who were quite excited about us getting engaged and asking us long before we were if we were going to be married.
Who's that?
You and Pop Gosse.
Oh yeah. Boy, darn sure. The first time you were in,
I think it was the first time I met Pop. He said it to you, didn't he?
yeah, you said, "I hope she's the one you married." That's a fact. Perhaps it was onto something.
Yeah, birth.
But yeah, they were really excited. Right. Now you can ask another provoking question.
Yeah, what else do we want to know?
Yeah. Don't like the uncomfortable stillness. Move on.
Another question I've been asking is, do you play any jokes on each other or anything like that?
Not a whole lot.
Does he get any bad habits?
You get your list?
I don't have a list. On paper.
Oh, there's a list. It's a virtual list. Don't be shy, go ahead.
I'm just trying to think of one.
Well, just about 8 minutes or so. It'll be half hour then, right?
Yeah.
That's long enough. Just seems longer, don't it?
I don't know.
Have fun.
That recording again now?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we're here with the exciting couple.
I don't know if he has any bad habits, but he has lots of good ones. Like he cooks everything. I cook nothing.
That is a family trait.
Yes.
I don't know what to say.
All right.
She don't have any bad habits. As a matter of fact, their house usually runs like a pretty well-oiled machine. And it's not like we fell into our roles, it's just everything that I don't like to shoot, everything I don't like to do, she does, and everything she doesn't like to do, I do.
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. It works out really well.
Perfect.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, you could be bored to death if you're looking for any excitement here. We enjoy being family, enjoying having family. I mean, even stuff that we built in this house was for family.
How did you tell him that he was going to be dad? With Noah, I should say.
Yeah.
The
Well,
first one.
we waited quite a while for Noah,
Yes.
and when he finally appeared, I found out. And he'd been waiting to know, because he said, well, as soon as you find out, let me know. I think you're at work. We were still living on Bearswell Street at the time.
We'd just been back from our cruise.
We were in the process of moving, actually. We were packing boxes to leave when I found out. You weren't home. So, I don't know what we were doing. We were in the car. We were probably coming back from Mom's, because that's where we ended up staying for a week after we left the house. And I said to him, no, you asked me, did you do the test yet? And I said, yes, I passed. And he didn't get it. So I'm like, it means yes.
It's
So-
a job to be good looking and bright, you know?
So, that's how we knew about Noah.
And I thought that was completely over the top. Because you're always nervous on the first one. What's it going to be like? What am I going to be like? Are we going to have enough money? What about the house? What about... And then everything just falls right into place. So then I decided to give up worrying because that's way too much of a pain in the butt. And now we are the boring couple. Try not to take each other for granted though. And we put a fair bit of effort into letting each other know that, hey, I still dig you a lot, right? We believe that is very important. And I try to do non-occasion things.
Yes, that's another good habit you have.
I don't know. I think it's way too easy to fall into a routine and take each other for granted, and I don't want to do that. Even though sometimes with the best of efforts, that can sometimes be felt by the other side. Did a marriage course, and I'll tell you something. The best thing we ever learned out of it was on communication. They said just because you understand what's coming out of your mouth doesn't mean the person that you're speaking to understands it. And that has saved us mountains of grief, I believe.
Yes.
Still bored?
No. I'm probably not going to use much of...
This?
Still good to have, though.
Whatever. Like, unless you ask questions, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, kind of
Like, what did you ask Aubrey then?
basically the same stuff. And we just chatted, and Aubrey chatted about the wood and stuff, right?
I got no wood to chat about. We're
Huh?
both computer nerds. We are members of an online community. Well, it's true.
There's two things you got left to do in probably the 4 minutes we got left. You got to give her a kiss, and then say hi to whoever's going to watch it. What do you want to do first?
Okay.
I love you too, Pepsi.
Peppy.
Whatever.
Now, it's hi to Noah and Unborn.
As I like to call unborn, Cletus
Cletus
Jr.
Oh,
Jr.
this is not Cletus. This is
Cletus Jr.
Is it really?
According to Al.
Yes.
Very well.
Younger than Cletus, Cletus Jr.
It is Jr. And Mom, Dad, thanks for having me. I'd like to thank the government of Canada for the movie tax credit.
That's a funny story.
I don't know how people would take that.
What's the story, Shelley? The first time?
I'll leave it up to you.
Oh yeah, go ahead, take the lid
No,
off of that.
no, if you want to tell it, you go ahead.
We don't have time for the banter.
It's unnecessary. I'll tell you once the tape turns off. You know something? It's just not good to be regurgitated for public consumption, that's all.
Give it up. If it's embarrassing, I want and I can turn it off. If it's funny, then it's funny,
No,
right?
it's not that it's embarrassing, it's just it's probably not fit for overall consumption. That's all I'm saying, right? It's funny if you're sitting around with your brothers and their wives, right? Ha ha ha, right? But Nan and Mom and then wives says,
It won't make it on the final copy.
well then it doesn't need to be on any
It'll
copy.
be in the outtakes that the brothers will get, right?
No.